Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel The Ultimate Book Maniacs. Today we are going to talk about the mastermind behind the War of the Five Kings in Westeros. Are you thinking the same thing I am thinking? If yes, then you are right. Who is the most ambitious person in Westeros? Who has the least to lose and a lot to gain if a war was started and the kingdoms destroyed each other's fighting among themselves? Yes, it was none other than our Lord Peter Baelish, aka Littlefinger. Still not sure about this? Just think about how this war started in the first place. First, Jon Arryn is found dead. Then Catelyn's sister, Lysa Arryn, sends a letter to Catelyn telling her that the Lannisters killed Jon Arryn, who was like a father to both Ned Stark and King Robert Baratheon. It was one of the main reasons Ned Stark accepted to become the Hand of the King, to investigate Jon Arryn's death and to keep Robert safe.
She says Jon Arryn was murdered by the Lannisters. She says the king is in danger.
After that, when Jaime throws Bran back from the tower and Bran is unconscious in his chambers, someone tries to kill him. The Starks find a blade from the assassin. Littlefinger tells him that it's his dagger, but he lost it in a wager with Tyrion when Jaime Lannister was unhorsed by Loras Tyrell. It's a lie, because in truth, he lost the dagger to King Robert Baratheon. Catelyn believes him, because of which she arrests Tyrion at the crossroads for the attack. Tyrion claims it's not true because he never bets against his brother. Catelyn asks him why would Peter lie, and Tyrion says it's in his nature. Later she realized it was Peter who had lied when Jaime independently verifies Tyrion's account right after having confessed to pushing Bran from the window. When Ned finds out that King Robert's council has decided to assassinate Daenerys Targaryen because she is pregnant, he resigns as the Hand of the King in protest of Robert's command. But before he could arrange to go back to Winterfell, Peter tells him he has a lead on Jon Arryn's murder and takes him to the whore who gave birth to King Robert's bastard son.
If you're still here come nightfall, I'll take you to see the last person Jon Arryn spoke with before falling ill. If that sort of thing still interests you.
I don't have the time.
It won't take more than an hour, but as you please.
This leads to Ned realizing that Cersei's children are bastards born of incest. He comes to the conclusion that Jon Arryn found out about them, but the Lannisters had him killed before he could tell anybody. Soon, the Lannisters and the Starks are at each other's throats, and the war begins. Peter Baelish planned this from the very beginning. It all started with Jon Arryn's death. As it turned out later, Peter had manipulated Lysa into poisoning her husband Jon Arryn by saying that Jon was planning on sending her son Robert away to be fostered. He knew how much she loved her son and how overprotective she was, and he used it. And then he also convinced her to put the blame on the Lannisters. We also found out later that it was Joffrey who sent the assassin to kill Bran. And we also read in the books that someone was whispering into Joffrey's ears and giving him advices, which was the reason he didn't listen to Cersei when she told him to send Ned Stark to the wall, and instead he chopped his head off. Peter was the only one who knew that the dagger was with Robert Baratheon, and later it was with Joffrey. I know a lot of things depended on luck, but most of it was Peter Baelish. He even tells Sansa, always keep your foes confused. If they are never certain who you are or what you want, they cannot know what you are like to do next. Sometimes the best way to baffle them is to make moves that have no purpose or even seem to work against you. This is exactly what he did. His enemies didn't even know who orchestrated this war. He kept them confused. It seems like Lord Varys did suspect him, but even if he did, he couldn't guess what his motive was. In order to understand his actions better, you need to know his past first. So let's take a look at Peter's background. Peter is the head of House Baelish and the lord of a small area within the Fingers, which is a coastal region in the northeastern shores of the Vale of Arryn. He is the only living member of his house now. Peter's grandfather was a sellsword from Bravos. He came to the Vale at the invitation of House Corbury. Peter's grandfather managed to earn a minor lordship of a few stony acres in the smallest of small lands in the Fingers. He took the stone head of the Titan of Bravos as his sigil. After that, Peter's father helped Hoster Tully, Sir Barristan the Selmy, Tywin Lannister, etc., in the War of the Nine Penny Kings to defeat the Blackfyre pretenders. Lord Baelish and Hoster Tully became friends during this war, which led to Peter being sent to be fostered at Riverrun with Lord Tully's children. At Riverrun, Peter was raised alongside the Tully children, Catelyn, Lysa, and Edmure. Edmure used to mock him and gave him the nickname Littlefinger in reference to his small holdings and his small height. Later, he fell in love with Catelyn, who only thought of him as a brother. When she was betrothed to Brandon Stark, Peter challenged him to a duel, which he lost. Brandon only spared him because of Catelyn's request, but Lysa was also in love with Peter. When he was heartbroken, she consoled him. When he was hurt from his duel, she nursed him. She slept with him twice, due to which she got pregnant. Lysa revealed this pregnancy to her father in the hopes he would let her marry Peter, but instead Hoster forced her to drink the moon tea to abort the pregnancy. But Peter maintained his relationship with Lysa even after she got married to Jon Arryn. He got Lysa to convince Jon Arryn to give Peter control of customs at Gulltown, where he brought in 3 times more than any of the king's other collectors. After this, his rise had been arrow-swift. Within 3 years of coming to the court, he became the master of coins and a member of the small council. Peter Baelish is cunning and ruthless. He is a very ambitious man. Aside from his ambition, he is also very bitter inside. He hated the higher noblemen for looking down on him. He hated the Tullys and the Starks for separating him from Catelyn. Even though he didn't really love her, at least I don't think he did. Maybe subconsciously he was doing it for power. But later she became an obsession for him. And after she died, he became obsessed with her daughter Sansa, going so far as to kissing her, because she reminded him of Cat, which was really twisted by the way. He even killed Lysa Arryn. He wants everything. We still have to see how far he'll go to get what he wants, but we will have to wait for Winds of Winter for that. Do you agree with this theory? Tell us what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you like this video, please click on the like button below and also subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. See you in my next video. Bye bye.